Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Wrestle Arc Podcast YouTube channel. I'm Radio, that's Liam.
Hello.
And Liam, today we're doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, for sure. We're doing something different. Yeah, we are doing how like FIFA does the Ballon d'Or, which is like crowns the best football player of the year. We're gonna do it for WWE wrestlers, superstars, whatever you want to call them, from the years 2010 to the year of our Lord 2025, which was last year. Of course, we can't do 2026 yet because well, the year's not over, so we're only 3 months in. We have no idea. Well, by the time this goes up, we'll be 4 months in, probably.
So pretty much we're gonna be going year by year. We're gonna be saying who was the best from each year. Um, Obviously, we're gonna have different opinions on some. Um, but this idea actually came from one of you guys that actually watches the Wrestle Arc Podcast, which of course is Zach. We want to thank him so much for the idea. Uh,
Shout out.
yes, shout out Zach. So we're gonna go from 2010 to now. Well, not to now, obviously from last year. Um, so let's start with 2010, Liam. Who did you have for 2010?
Well, for 2010, I had John Cena.
Yeah, I had John Cena as well. That was like his year was 2010.
Yeah, because if you think back to that year, he WrestleMania with Batista, won the championship, and then sort of was champion for a little bit after that. I think he eventually lost it to one of Sheamus or Randy Orton. But then after that, he sort of killed the Nexus essentially, or at least Wade Barrett's iteration of it, and was like, um, you know, the top babyface throughout the year, and essentially was like the top company guy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I remember 2010 Cena was pretty much on a roll. I remember uh, definitely the Elimination Chamber pay per view, which was a shock where he went through the entire chamber, ended up having to fight Batista after it. Then, of course, Batista ended up winning it. They fought at WrestleMania. And then, of course, the group that no one could ever forget, the Nexus, which, yeah,
John Cena buried him,
yeah,
basically.
yeah, pretty much. What an experiment that was. By the way, Noble's also here.
Yeah, sorry I'm late.
Shocker.
It's okay.
Um, so for 2010 we have John Cena. Um, Moving on to 2011. Who did you guys have?
CM Punk.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotta be Punk.
I think it goes without saying, like, he had the very strong showing in the 2011 Royal Rumble match, which was 40 guys at the time. Him and the Nexus sort of ran the match from almost the start to the finish. And then at WrestleMania as a banger with Randy Orton coming out short that time. And then obviously as we get into the summer is where like the summer of Punk really kicks off. He's starting to move away from the new Nexus side of things, starts calling himself the best in the world. Main event's Money in the Bank 2011 against John Cena for the WWE Championship. Was out of contract legitimately that night, but obviously I think turns out by the end of that he had signed a new one in real life.
Yeah.
Uh, Wins the title from Cena, takes it through the crowd, blows the camera and WWE goodbye, and then comes back a bit later. Doesn't use his fire burns as a theme song anymore, comes out to Cult of Personality after Cena's basically won what I would consider the interim WWE Championship at the time. And obviously they face off at SummerSlam for that.
Yeah,
I think
SummerSlam, and then Nash gets involved, and then Del Rio cashes
Del Rio.
in.
Yeah. And then, he has like loses Triple H Night Champions, which was weird to say the least.
Yeah, that was a weird one that year. I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the matches, that one was like, why? Why did you have Punk lose that one?
And then after, obviously, he went to Survivor Series to face Del Rio and then won the championship for a second time. And then obviously they kickstarted the whole historic 434-day reign as WWE champion. But for me, Punk was consistently the best performer that year. Also, the pipe bomb promo sort of changed everything in terms of blurring the lines between what's a work and what's a shoot. And a lot of wrestlers today cite that promo as like a rally call, like a war cry, if you will, and like that's what inspired them to become wrestlers. So it's still talked about today, especially. It's like very influential. So 2011 to me is CM Punk. I don't know whether Noble agrees. I think Noble said so, actually, didn't you?
Yeah, I yeah, it's the same reason as you because the pipe bomb is probably the best of what Puck has done in 2011. So the well matches he's been pulled off were absolutely fantastic. So there's no reasoning for me to say that there's no reason for me to say that Punk is the best superstar in 2011.
Yeah, back in 2011, it was so clear that Punk was going to be on the rise. I mean, yeah, even though he was trying to, help that new Nexus, which was just awful. Um, Punk then, started realizing like, hey, I'm a main event guy. I need to start being more of a main event guy. Uh, I mean, people love Punk. Like people did. They wanted him to be champion. They wanted him to have the major upset. It's just they wanted him to move away from this Nexus bull crap. And when he finally did, and he finally did the pipe bomb, and then he did uh when he finally won the championship, it was like holy crap! Like WWE just lost not only like at the time when I didn't know it was a work, I was like holy crap! Like not only did WWE lose Punk, but they also just lost their championship. Um, but then comes back, goes on what I believe was the best year of his career, and
2012. Yeah.
well, 2011 and 2012. I thought both were
Yeah.
well, besides Triple H fucking having to put himself over.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, no, I mean Punk was the guy in 2011, and I don't know about you guys, but I have him for 2012 too.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah, I also agree. It's the title reign he had like 434 days, I believe,
Yeah,
with the WWE Championship. Yeah,
That's
with
correct.
that title. Okay, okay. I was hoping to ask that if I'm correct at this point, but thanks.
You're
Um,
correct. Yeah.
thank you. So that title reign has been historic, but has been one of the most historic reigns he ever had in his career. And the matches he pulled were just were awesome to watch. But he also we forget that he have major rivalries with Cena. I know that for sure. So Tubby pulls a match with Cena. It's awesome to
I think
watch.
I think just the body of work he had throughout 2012 was impressive. Like Royal Rumble. I can't exactly remember he faced for the title. It might have been Ziggler.
I
Might have
I
been
believe it was Ziggler. Wait, was it Ziggler? Yeah, it was. It was. I believe it
and
was just him,
then
and then
in the
I
chamber he obviously defends it against the stacked field of guys.
yeah, and then I know Mania he faced off against Jericho.
Yeah. And then they successfully defended the WWE title there against him, and then had a match with Daniel Bryan over the course of, I think, a few pay-per-views. Over the Limit one being particularly good, because that match was such an outlier compared to what was on the card. It was an odd one out, so to speak.
Yeah,
It's just a technical wrestling showcase, like of how professional wrestling in ring as an art form, in my opinion, is at its best.
and then towards the summer, like we saw a different Punk because he was a face guy pretty much to that entire 2011 run, and then 2012 we saw a different side of Punk when he became heel, especially after he clotheslined The Rock on
On Raw
Raw
1000.
1000, yeah, and then all of a sudden he became a Paul Heyman guy again, and
Those two in the latter part of like 2012, heading into even the summer of 2013 was awesome.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so 2013. I was kind of split here, but I went with Randy Orton.
For me, it was between two as well. It was either Randy Orton or Daniel Bryan. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm with Daniel Bryan for this one, and mainly because it's it's the storyline with the Authority and the way he pick up the Yes movement.
well, the reason in 2013 I think I will go for Randy Orton. I just feel like consistently throughout the year, he was one of the better performers, and especially as you head towards the summer, especially where he wins Money in the Bank for a start, and then turns heel that year after Daniel Bryan's beaten John Cena for the WWE Championship. Randy Orton cashes in after Triple H essentially pedigrees Bryan,
yeah,
and it's like a quick 3 count, and like SummerSlam goes off the air, and then they sort of it's the rise of the Authority and all that. And I feel like Daniel Bryan again, like the Yes movement was picking up in that time, and obviously all these events contributed to it. But for me, I don't feel like Daniel Bryan's peak of the Yes movement was probably in 2014. I want to say.
yeah,
So I'll go Randy Orton here.
yeah. Randy Orton was doing some incredible stuff here, especially with the feud with John Cena, where they unified both the World Heavyweight and the WWE Championship. Um,
TLC match, wasn't it?
oh yeah, yep. Uh, I mean, look, obviously this was the start of the Authority and the rise of that, but I mean, Randy was just having his best year. No offense to Daniel Bryan, obviously he had his big win, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, Randy was just on a tear that year.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now, 2014, we could. I don't know.
Oh boy.
I'm in a split here too, because I have two as well.
Between who?
Well, it's gonna be Bryan or Lesnar.
Oh,
Good points for both. I'll go
Randy.
Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
Mainly because, as I said before, sort of the height of the Yes movement where it really started to take off because in the later parts of 2013 he's constantly getting screwed over by the Authority, and then he gets stuck in a storyline with the Wyatt family, which is what nobody wanted essentially, and then that big moment where he turns on Bray Wyatt in the steel cage and everyone loses their fucking minds
Oh yeah.
is incredible. And then going into WrestleMania, he's constantly at odds with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, and then the whole match at WrestleMania 30 gets made where Triple H is like, if you can beat me, you'll get added to the match between Randy Orton and Batista for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He, of course, beats Triple H, and then in the main event, goes off the air with one of the biggest moments of the year, which was winning the World Heavyweight Championship. And I feel like, with guys like Cena being out of the title picture, it's kind of because this year, particularly, John Cena was like not the top babyface that were being real, in the traditional sense that he had been,
Yeah.
because he had been in other rivalries with,
Yep.
well, Bray Wyatt for a start, and then I think Brock Lesnar that same year as well. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Um, And then it's like, no, Daniel Bryan was like champion for a little bit, and unfortunately, he had to relinquish it by the middle of the summer. But you know, because of the injuries and stuff, and that was a shame. But again, I feel like just that period and where nobody else really stands out. I feel like for me, it just is Daniel Bryan because 2014. Again, I guess Brock Lesnar, as you say, which we'll get onto. But for me, it's like Daniel Bryan
Yeah.
had to be number one that year.
So the reason that I was split between the two was mostly because of the things that you said about uh, Daniel, but I also said Brock because that was a big year for him too. Because yeah, I know one of the major caps in that was, oh yeah, he broke the streak, but another part of that was he totally destroyed John Cena uh, in like a one-sided affair to capture the WWE Championship, and then he was on a run with that for a while because I remember it would lead up to him and Roman, and then of course it would lead to what it led to. Um, but I don't know. Like I thought that like that year was like a huge turnaround for Brock and Paul Heyman working together again, and I don't know. I thought that was kind of a big Brock year as well.
No, I hear you. I agree. Especially, but ending the streak was one of the boldest decisions of all time.
Yeah.
But even then, everyone was critical of it at the time because it was controversial. Because they could have easily given that to somebody younger, but then because Brock essentially didn't need it, because he had already established his power, his mystique, his legacy, his standing in professional wrestling in WWE. So to me, Daniel Bryan's meteoric rise to the top sort of supersedes that, if you will.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can see that now. Yeah.
But no, Brock Lesnar's your choice, and that's fine. Because
I
as
have,
I
I
say,
have,
I hear it and agree. Good points.
yeah, I'm in the same situation as you, Radio. I have a little, I have a issue, I have like a problem picking one other here between Brock and Ryan, and that both of them truly deserve to be the one of the best in 2014. But I'm gonna have to lean towards Daniel Bryan because the main reason with him winning the World Heavyweight Championship, which is the biggest moment in his entire career after he had to beat Triple H to get into that main event against Randy and Batista, and that is what he won that. Well, the way how he got into that point where the authority gave him an unfair like disadvantage or something like that. I think Bryan has get to the point where his career is gonna go on peak in 2014. So I'm leaning towards him to as the best in 2014.
Yeah, no,
See, the
no.
thing is, though,
Like, like,
I feel
like,
bad for Batista that year because he came back just to have Daniel Bryan being so organically over that he basically had to take the fall in the main event.
yeah.
If he picks any other year to come back, I'm sure everything goes as planned. But with Daniel Bryan
Yep.
getting as over as he was, he couldn't help but be on the wrong end of the stick and get booed for
Yeah,
everything.
I know, right?
Oh, welcome to Batista's whole career.
Yeah, he's always like right guy, wrong time.
Yeah.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Um. Okay, so let's jump ahead to 2015. Uh.
This one's a no. Yeah, this one's a no-brainer for me.
Well, who'd you get?
Seth Rollins.
I have Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I have Seth Rollins too.
It's the heist of the century. Cash in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania to win the frickin' WWE Championship.
Well, yeah, sort of like the events that led up to that was Rollins obviously does his massive turn on the Shield, the Plan B angle. Then the latter part of 2014 obviously sees him be like the Authority's next guy up after Randy Orton. I think those two essentially had a feud heading into WrestleMania in 2015, and that's one of the brilliant things about WrestleMania 31 is that Seth Rollins has obviously come off a huge back end of 2014, having won Money in the Bank, being portrayed as the next guy up. But then he loses to Randy Orton at WrestleMania 31 earlier in that, and everyone's like, is he not going to cash in tonight then? Because everyone was largely expecting it, I think. And then obviously you got Roman and Brock in the main event, I want to say,
Yeah.
if memory serves me correctly.
Yeah. It was Roman and Brock Lesnar in the main event.
And obviously those two are going at it still. And then Brock Lesnar and Roman are both down off something. Seth Rollins comes out. He cashes in Money in the Bank. Hits his old. Did he pin Roman? I think he did, right? Or was it Lesnar?
I think it was Lesnar.
I really can't remember. I think it was Lesnar. Yeah, my bad. Anyway, yeah, they do that, and then he's obviously WWE champion. He's had his crowning moment. He does the whole belt swing thing, which has sort of become synonymous with him. Just spinning it around like a lunatic over his head. And then going into the summer, he's still WWE champion.
I'm wrong. He pinned Roman. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because obviously that's played a large part into their recent rivalries over the last couple of years.
Roman speared Brock, and then Seth did the stomp.
The stomp. But yeah, he's WWE champion heading into the summer, and unfortunately he has it, curtailed by a knee injury, and obviously in the ring hasn't really been as quick as he used to be. He's still very smooth and technical when it comes to high flying stuff, but that sort of derail. But I think he does come back like later that year or something, right?
Yeah.
And then sort of basically tells the Authority to go fuck themselves and
wait. No. He was. I think it was like in November. He got injured, so he was out until.
Came back in 2016. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. But no, 2015 it's like Seth Rollins for that 6 or 7 months or 8 months, whatever it was the top guy.
Yeah,
the top performer.
Yeah, I mean, besides the heights of the century, he also became the first man to hold the WWE and United States title at the same time after he beat John Cena.
Yeah, he did do that. Yeah.
I don't know. Seth was on a roll that year.
John Cena could have been a case for this also, to be fair, with the United States Open Challenge being a prevalent thing. But,
yeah.
You could say that also, yeah. You could make a case
for
Seth Rollins. As well, but
Seth Rollins' ascension to a top guy was way better.
Yeah, definitely. So jumping ahead to 20, or wait a minute, no, Noble, go ahead. I'm sorry, I forgot to. Wow, I'm a dick. Sorry.
No, I was not gonna say anything. Go ahead.
You sure?
I'm sure. I said what I said about who's the best in 2015. So.
All right. So 2016, I went AJ. I don't know about you guys, but I went AJ.
AJ Styles. Hard agree.
Yeah, I got Styles. Like, he had a amazing debut year. When he debuted at the Rumble, the hottest star to come out of free agency to go to WWE. Like, his debut year is just probably one of his best in his career. I don't know about you guys, but.
Well, I know that he had. Okay, so I know that he entered the Rumble. People were like, "Holy shit, it's AJ." Obviously, didn't start off the year so hot. He lost his Mania debut to Jericho, which I was kind of questioning that a little bit. But no, he bounced back. He turned heel, beat Cena in 2 awesome matches in both Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. Then defeated Ambrose to win his first WWE Championship. I mean, he was on a roll pretty much towards the end of the year. I don't know. For me, it was a no-brainer for AJ.
I'm going to reiterate a lot of what you said when I explained my point, but as you say, comes in at the Royal Rumble, enters at number 3, gets done dirty with the camera angle on the live broadcast, but thankfully they uploaded a alternative YouTube camera angle where you can see like the crowd losing their minds as he enters, because he's largely come off arguably one of the best runs of his career, having worked in New Japan and Ring of Honor in the Independents after leaving TNA in the way that he did.
Yeah.
He's sort of showing the world I deserve to be on a major promotions programming. Excuse me. He enters the Royal Rumble, gets very far in it. Him and Chris Jericho have that short-lived Y2AJ run, which was really entertaining, and then of course that leads to their match at WrestleMania. He loses his WrestleMania debut to Jericho, but then obviously by year's end, he's consistently having the best matches on SmackDown, consistently having the best promos, and there's a lot of stories out there at the time that AJ Styles was essentially asked to prove himself by Vince McMahon, because Vince McMahon, when he came in, was like, I don't quite get it yet. But then as the year progressed and went on, Vince McMahon understood the hype behind AJ Styles and how good that man really is and was. And then by year's end, he's WWE champion, defeating Dean Ambrose. So for me, again, it's a no-brainer, as you say. AJ Styles was numero uno in the year 2016.
Yeah, and in a way, it kind of bled into 2017 as well.
I agree, yeah.
Which is why I have him for 2017 as well. I don't know about you guys, but
I also have him for 2017, yes.
Yeah, I also have Styles in 2017, but I know for a fact Rahul will make a case about Jinder Mahal. I don't know why.
yes. So before we continue any further, I want to let people know we this is the second time we're recording this video. We did have Rahul on here. Rahul unfortunately couldn't show up today. He made a case for Jinder Mahal because that was obviously the year that Jinder won the title, and Jinder went on a bit of a run. I forgot exactly, well, because the audio fucked up. I forgot exactly what he mentioned in there besides Jinder's big run and the people that he brought in. But I
They brought in
mean,
the Singh brothers, defeated Randy Orton for the championship, and obviously that was WWE's attempt to break into the Indian market. But if we're being real, that was a failed experiment, and I think he probably is up there with some of the lowest drawing WWE champions of all time.
oh yeah, no
Yeah,
no question about it.
yeah, and
Sure,
also
some of
he
the
does
stuff he
not.
did might have been entertaining, but it's like, for me, it's like it didn't really do anything for me.
Yeah,
I was one of those guys when AJ beat him in London later that year. I was like, thank God,
yeah, I'm one of those guys where I usually try to see what they're understand what they were trying to do at that time. But Jinder Mahal, I mean, the guy just had no
Charisma.
he had nothing.
Oh, you got no
And
aura.
yeah, I understand, obviously you want to have a big heel, be a champion, but Jinder just I mean, I couldn't understand why.
In ring, he was solid enough. Obviously, I feel like obviously he did very well to get himself into the best shape of his career that year. But then, in terms of like the way he carried himself, like as I said, the charisma just wasn't there. Like the promos to me weren't all particularly that interesting. It's
Yeah.
like you're not
Yeah,
selling yourself as a champion, while the challenger consistently is the more over person. Like he didn't really have genuine heel heat, in my opinion. It was more like get this over with quickly, even though he was basically champion for what 6 months or something.
Um. Yeah, I think it was about 5 6 months.
Because it ended in like November or something that year.
Yeah.
But no, AJ Styles again, as I say, I feel like that's really the year he starts cementing SmackDown as the house that AJ Styles built. Consistently, again, putting on the best matches, cutting very good promos. I think he had a the rivalry with Cena sort of started that year with like the title match at SummerSlam they did or something.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't that year. Actually, it's probably the following year I'm thinking of. Never mind. But again, it's sort of like it's just AJ Styles was consistently the best performer in ring and in terms of the feuds he was having.
Yeah, I mean, like AJ had himself a much better year in 2017. I thought again, obviously his feud with Cena, uh, then of course that whole or well, I honestly can't believe I remember this, but WrestleMania he had to fight Shane McMahon, which I was like,
Oh God.
That was it was actually quite a solid match to be fair, but I think AJ carried him to that.
yeah,
Oh,
AJ had to
back
carry him
then.
pretty much. Then of course, obviously that huge. For me, it was kind of a huge rivalry at the time, but I'm not sure about anyone else. But it was that whole ordeal with the U.S. Championship, him and Kevin Owens. Um,
That was pretty
Oh
good.
yes.
Yeah.
yeah, because Kevin was like, "I'm the face of the U.S.," and it was like, "Yeah, shut up." Um, but yeah, and then
It was like, you're
obviously,
from Canada.
yeah, it was like, "You're from Canada, dude." What the fuck? But yeah, and then obviously, of course, Jinder Mahal, went on a 6 month reign. Then AJ won it, and then of course Survivor Series. It was that big match against Brock Lesnar. Uh, so yeah, I mean AJ had himself a much better year. I thought in 2017. I thought it was more exciting to watch AJ in 2017.
Yeah.
I agree.
I feel like an honorable mention probably could be for like Dean Ambrose or somebody like that, but then the way he was booked sort of dragged his stock in this awarding thing for me
Yeah,
because he kind of got screwed over a bit with like the Brock Lesnar stuff and all that. And actually, I don't know if that was like this year or the previous, but still, sort of like all blurs into one at that time, really.
yeah. I mean, realistically here, I mean you can blow. I mean you can pretty much put 3 years together here because it was like 2016, 2017, 2018. It all just felt like it was on repeat, mostly on Raw, which
Indeed.
was. But SmackDown, it was like different each week. Um,
Yeah.
so let's. Or Noble, did you have anything to say about 2017, or did you say it? Or
I said what I said. For that.
shit, I gotta keep remembering. See, like I keep zoning out. I don't know why. It's weird. It's a weird video. Um,
No, no. It's okay. It's okay.
It
um,
becomes a bit easier once we reach the 2020s.
yeah, it does. So 2018.
Oh boy. Uh, you know, you can make any case for for any star at this point, but I'm with Becky Lynch for this.
Is it bad I went AJ again?
No, not really. I mean, I think in 2018, AJ Styles was pretty much what WWE champion for almost a year. By the time he gets beat by Daniel Bryan,
Yeah.
he obviously came back
Yep.
that year. So yeah, no, for me it's AJ again because he has again he's WWE champion throughout pretty much all of the year, and again just consistently his matches were a lot better than everyone else. Shame that the one with Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania 34 didn't live up to the same levels of their Wrestle Kingdom match a few years previous. Um,
I know that match
he's not,
that match was heartbreaking to me. I thought Shinsuke was gonna fucking like he was on a high that year.
well, he won the Rumble,
I
didn't he? And I don't know. After they made him turn heel following the match, it's just like it went all downhill for him after that, really.
Yeah.
And what's up with him turning heel after the match? Even though it went
Well,
downhill
you'd
from
be
there.
pissed too if you were on a fucking roll and then you lost to AJ and fucking you didn't win the title and you're like, oh fuck it, low
And
blow.
then in kayfabe, it's like AJ Styles was getting the better of him when they had the few months after that. And fair play to AJ, by the way, being on the receiving end of so many dick punches.
He ain't
That's
having
all
any more
Shinsuke's
kids either.
Nakamura's heel character was, is just like low blow every chance he got, you know.
What's that one meme? He keeps kicking me in the dick. Why does he keep
He
kicking me
keeps
in the dick?
kicking me in the dick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I remember that meme.
Oh, I'll play
It's
it for you. I'll
ironic
play
though,
it for
because
you later.
that's how AJ Styles' WWE title reign sort of ends later in the year. He gets kicked in the dick by Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Daniel Bryan's like WWE champion because he's kicked AJ Styles, who spent an entire year basically getting kicked till punched in the nads.
Yeah, right in the motherfucking family jewels.
It's like no wonder he didn't have any more kids after that. Jesus.
Yeah. Poor Styles and definitely poor Wendy as well.
Now that meme is just playing in my head. He keeps kicking me in the dick.
Hit him in the
Why do they
dick.
keep kicking me in the
He
dick?
kicking me in the dick.
now I'm just
You
now I'm
got
just
me.
imagining it with AJ's voice, and he's like, they keep punching me in the dick. Why do they
Why do
keep
they keep
punching
kicking me
me
in
in
the
the
dick?
dick?
Why does he
You
keep
just show
punching me in the dick community?
at some point after this recording, you need to show me that meme.
I'll play the
Somehow
video.
I don't remember that.
But
We're getting sidetracked.
yeah. Anyway, yeah. Enough dick punching. So I went with AJ because I went with the Shinsuke feud. Not only that, he also broke JBL's longest reign as WWE champion in SmackDown history that year. He also had a like stellar match and a stellar rivalry with Samoa Joe. That
Yes,
year
yes,
too.
yes, yes. That was good. Oh, Wendy!
Oh, Wendy!
Even
Yeah,
that became a meme for
and
a little
then
while.
pretty much before Survivor Series again, when people thought it was going to be Brock versus AJ again, then Daniel Bryan won it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Noble said Becky Lynch, and trust me, I hear it. It's one of my honorable mentions. She was sort of in my shortlist for this year. But again, the show that's where like the man character is born and rises, but it doesn't really like happen till sort of the SummerSlam time,
Yeah,
and
fair
then
enough.
I don't know, 2019 is sort of where Becky Lynch is. I mean, the Survivor Series thing with getting punched in the face by Nia Jax so she couldn't face Ronda happened that year, right?
Yeah.
Was it the following?
Yes.
And granted, that obviously like arguably made Becky Lynch and cemented her in terms of that, you know, that visual where she's been punched in the nose on the stairs and she goes backstage and even's like Stephanie McMahon's taking care of her and she says, "What happened out there?" Because you know she was concussed. Like she didn't remember, but she's like, "I know my nose is broken, but I don't remember how," you know. And then no, for me, 2019 is Becky Lynch. So
Well, I'm gonna say a surprising guy here, but
yeah,
2019 I went Seth.
I mean, fair. I hear it.
I mean,
For me, it's
fair.
Becky. For me, it's Becky. So
It's also Becky for me, but I could make a case also for another start. I would have go with here. I would have freaking say Kofi because of the Kofi media
yeah,
aspect.
yes. But then
Yeah, but then
I
that
think as we
quickly got
mentioned
killed
in the
off.
previous time. And then, yeah. As I mentioned previously in the recording we did of this, the only reason I don't pick Kofi is because the way his WWE Championship reign ended was so unjust of
Oh
how
my
the
god.
early part of his year was going.
Yeah,
They got
kind of fair
squashed by
enough.
Brock Lesnar in like 7 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Which is, oh my god, like I was on a full on rant on that in the freaking past. I don't like that one bit.
No, I went Becky Lynch because, you know, I don't know, she won the Rumble that year. That was the year of the Lopez, Quinn household, shall we say. You know, both of them won their respective Royal Rumble matches. Becky Lynch sort of looks like she's going to be going against Ronda one-on-one. You know, that was supposed to be the Survivor Series match, and then Charlotte stepped in because of Becky's unfortunate situation of being in concussion protocol. But then, obviously, heading into WrestleMania, it looks like it's going to be her and Ronda one-on-one. Vince comes out and says, "We need Charlotte Flair." And then, you know, the
women main event WrestleMania for the first time, which of course was a historic moment, and obviously it goes off the air with Becky Lynch being Becky 2 belts, and then she sort of continues that run heading into the summer, and then I think she ends up dropping the SmackDown Women's title first, I think,
Yeah.
to Liv Morgan by Money in the Bank, if I recall.
Yes.
And then she sort of is Raw Women's Champion for the rest of the year after that, and sort of continues building up that championship, and the man continues to be in its absolute pomp, shall we say, its prime. So
Yeah.
to me, it's the man, Becky Lynch,
Well, see,
best WWE superstar at Ballon d'Or 2019.
Well, see, I went Seth because that was the first year that he won the Rumble, like the first time that he won the Royal Rumble that year. He beat Brock very quickly at WrestleMania 35 to win the Universal Championship. Which everyone was like, yeah, and yeah, I guess you could say most of his summer was feuding with Baron Corbin because that was that, but I remember he won the Raw tag titles with Braun Strowman for a brief time, which I was like, why? Um, and then obviously fans turned on Rollins in his feud with Bray Wyatt because obviously that was, I think we all remember that.
Yeah, the really weird no contest finish for a Hell in a Cell match. Yeah.
Which was fucked.
That's the only reason I didn't pick Seth, is because while the beginning of his year he was booked all correctly, it's just like the summer and the latter part of the year really let him down in terms of the the match finishes and storylines he was given. It's just, yeah. That's why I was like, Becky Lynch consistently had the best stuff going on.
Yeah, but at the same, like I said, I also, you wanna, yeah, I actually should have said Becky. I don't know why I picked Seth. For fuck's sake, I mean
It's fine.
that Hell in a Cell match. Jesus Christ, I can go on for
It,
ages why that was the worst fucking Hell in a Cell match of all time.
Oh
But
my! I'm sorry to butt it. I agree. Like the Hell in a
maybe we
Cell
should make
match.
we should probably make a retrospective video on that at some point. Maybe.
oh my god, I trust me, I could ramble on for hours why that was the worst fucking shit.
I agree. Like that is like I agree. That is like in my
That's
opinion the worst. But
No, I'm just gonna say that Hell in a Cell match is what killed the Fiend character for me.
yeah, I totally fucking agree. Like I was completely fuming. Like there's an explosion come out of my goddamn head. It was so
The Fiend
bad. Like I
character,
just
the Fiend character got off to a really hot start in, like the year before at SummerSlam 2018. With Finn Balor, and then after that, sort of just tailed off after one bit after, and then got beat by Goldberg or something, didn't he? And
Yeah,
then
it was.
in Saudi Arabia, and then the Seth Rollins
yep,
stuff happened after they
yep.
fixed that, and it's like,
It was just so many
I don't know.
questionable decisions with that. It was.
Yep.
It made,
I don't like that one bit.
it made me want to lose my fucking mind. But
Same, dude.
now we go to obviously the best years. Not really.
Well,
We go.
minus 2020 and 2021, which is like sort of still pandemic time.
Well, guess what? We're going to 2020, the pandemic era.
We're going into lockdown,
Unfortunately.
boys. Man
Yep.
battle stations.
Going into lockdown.
Yeah.
No one can go to the
Lockdown.
shows.
Lockdown.
Yep. God sakes.
We had to do the fucking sign up to try and get a spot on the screens.
Lockdown.
Yeah. Not a biggest fan of it.
No, Drew McIntyre.
So,
Yeah, I also got Drew.
yeah, 2020 I had Drew.
Like he clearly dominated, but he clearly not dominated. He clearly carried WWE during the pandemic era here.
Which sucks because
Especially because
I wish he would have won the championship in front of like
In
in
front of
in front
people.
of the people, because I'm telling you, he would have had a much better run in front of the people. I guarantee it.
He
at least he got
could
to
have,
do it this year.
yes.
But yeah, I feel like if I had a crowd there, he would have prospered because he was quite over when they were in the arenas and the stadiums before, obviously, March when the world went to shit, for lack of a better term. But
Yep.
yeah, wins the
Fuck
Rumble,
COVID.
eliminates Brock Lesnar in like one of the hugest things possible, and then wins the championship at WrestleMania from Brock. Gets really like over in the build and stuff with that, doesn't he? So,
Oh yeah.
and then throughout the year again, he's just like consistently one of the best performers in ring, especially, and continued to rise his stock on social media, I guess you could say, since there was no crowds to gauge off till the following year.
Yeah, and that I mean, like he got himself a run, and obviously like I don't know, just like something about Drew's run. I wish that would have carried into I really wish it would have carried into after the pandemic shit, but obviously we had to make way for no longer the big dog, because I think we can all agree from 2021 to
23,
23,
Roman Reigns.
it was Roman Reigns.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, what does he do? 2020 sort of feeds into 2021 at the back end because he beats The Fiend and Braun Strowman for the Universal title. Obviously holds it for the next 1,316 days heading into 2024. But we'll get onto that year after. But no, I feel like throughout that time, obviously, it was the height of the Bloodline storyline in those particular sets of years 21, 22, and 23. Had the likes of Paul Heyman and Sami Zayn, along with the Usos, and eventually Solo Sikoa, I suppose you could say. But when you're Roman Reigns and you're on top for such a long time, in a kayfabe in a legitimate sense, the company's doing record business by the time the crowds have returned and like creative leadership is passed over. Even though 2023 was basically Vince's last year in charge, I think. Sort of,
Yeah.
not really. I don't know.
Before all the
The stuff,
the
which we
stuff.
won't talk about. Yeah. But no, for me, as again, it's like Roman Reigns and everything surrounding him at the time was consistently the best thing on WWE programming, especially even at that time, it was a bit samey across the board, especially on Monday Night Raw. But SmackDown, whenever you were watching that and the Bloodline came on your screen, you knew you were in for like a good period of time. And sure, Roman's sort of absences started to increase because, went onto the part time schedule post COVID pretty much.
Yeah.
But still, whenever he was around, everything encircling him was important and felt huge. So
Yeah.
that's down to him having took on the tribal chief character and improving in his promos and how he carried himself and the people around him.
Yeah, I mean, like here's the thing. Like, this is the thing that wrestling fans, for some reason, didn't quite understand. And like, people were putting an asterisk on Roman Reigns' run through that era, like from pretty much when he won the title to when he lost it. Roman was the biggest draw in wrestling, not just in WWE, in wrestling in that time. Like, the dude was like must see on television. Like, he his title reign pretty much put WWE back on the map, because it was like we kept tuning in each and every pay per view to be like, oh, this guy's gonna dethrone him. Oh, this guy's gonna do something. Or it was like, oh, the Bloodline's gonna get involved in some way. How are they gonna get involved? And it was like, oh, like we tune in, to see how the goofy ginger by the name of Sammy is gonna try and make the Usos laugh again. Uh, and like we were just so curious during that time period. It was like there's not like usually it's like one match. You could be like, yep, this was Roman's best match through the. Every single match felt important when he had the titles.
Especially when you're beating guys like Daniel Bryan, Edge, Cesaro, Drew McIntyre, Clash
John
at the
Cena,
Castle, John Cena,
Goldberg,
Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Goldberg, so many.
Cody
LA
the
Knight,
first time,
Cody the first time, yeah.
in which obviously that was one of the years where people were like, oh, like, okay, this is the year he's gonna lose it because of the whole, I have to finish the story deals, and we got
Yeah,
swerved because of fucking Solo.
yeah, pretty much. And even in that time, he obviously won the WWE title off Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 38 in 2022. You know, basically became undisputed champion, and then they had to create a new World Heavyweight Championship because Raw was without a main event championship for like over a year.
Oh yeah, people were pissed.
So yeah,
They were like, come
but no, for
on.
those for those 3 years, it was Roman Reigns, 2021, 2022, 2023.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was just like every single person that was involved in it. It was like Brock Lesnar, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, like every single match he had, it was like, yep, like this was his year.
This could be the one.
Yeah,
You know,
like that's what we thought. Every single pay per view, we're like, okay, he like obviously he's gonna lose it here. Okay, he's not losing it. Okay, well the next one, and then we're like, oh, come the fuck on, like, and then like it just
and I was
kept
like, he might
going
as well.
and going.
He's gonna be champion forever at this point.
Yeah, we're like he doesn't need to fucking win anymore. He can just retire with the belts. He's done. That's it. Like that's where that was the direction I thought they were going. I was like, wait a minute, are they gonna be like he's like the greatest champion ever? He doesn't need to defend anymore. It's over. And then
Maybe, but then I don't know. The right way was done eventually. So I think, which is why 2024 for me is Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. No. Yeah, yeah, I can
Oh
definitely
my
Yeah,
say
god,
Cody.
I want. I was going to say I agree with this. It's Cody Rhodes for 2024, and I realized I muted my mic on my headset. That's a dumb mistake for me. Anyway,
but you agree with the whole
but
Roman 2021, 22, 23.
yeah, it's
Yep.
clearly Roman for those 3 years. Honestly,
But in
you
2024 is
cannot.
Cody.
Yeah, Cody for sure for 2024. Like it was his year to win the WWE Championship over Roman on his second attempt.
It's not even that. It's just 2024. You know, Cody Rhodes goes into the Royal Rumble, wins it another one. You know, back to back. Well, it's like
Yep.
he's going to get pushed aside from the main event of WrestleMania for the World Championship, even though he's basically earned the right because The Rock's come in. He's like, oh, me and my cousin are going to have a match. And then they do this whole press conference where everything blows up. Seth Rollins is involved too. Also, like, builds into WrestleMania 40, which, by the way, was what a time to be alive. That build into WrestleMania 40 was. Um, and then they do the tag match. Roman and Rock win. It becomes Bloodline rules between Roman and Cody for night two. But then Cody finally does it. You get the iconic Michael Cole 3 count call after the 3 Crossroads are done. And he goes, finish the story. And then obviously it's emotional. Samantha Irving's emotional on the microphone announcing Cody is the winner. Michael Cole's emotional commentary. People are coming out to celebrate with Cody. They're all emotional. Cody's finally, achieved the boyhood dream, and it took him, as he said, a lot longer than he thought it would to do that. But after everything he had done with creating AEW and then coming back in and essentially
having the same presentation, same song, but then it got leveled up, and then throughout the rest of 2024, he's WWE champion. And sure, some of the rivalries could have been booked a bit better, but you know, you can't. I just feel like consistently as the most over babyface since John Cena, and again, he was having good matches, cutting good promos. So for me in 2024, that's why it's Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, no, like I agree with that. Like Cody Rhodes in 2024, I mean, he had some. Granted, the storytelling may not have been great, but the matches were fantastic. Like I thought him and AJ put on a good one at Backlash. I thought that
Yeah,
him versus Logan, which I honestly wasn't expecting at King and Queen of the Ring. Um, I and there's a reason that this one's my favorite, and it was him versus Kevin Owens. Like I know no one's
yeah. That
gonna.
latter part, that feud in the latter part of 2024, heading into early 2025, was brilliant. So yeah,
Well, I loved it because they brought back
the Winged
the
Eagle.
winged eagle, which I was like, please just make an alternative version and just bring that back. I'd rather have that than the fucking big W belt. But no, I don't know. Like he had some great even his matches with fucking Solo there. I was like, oh, well, still, it's like he's on a roll here. I was like, I was
Well,
kind of expecting. I was like, okay, yeah, he's gonna finish the story, and then the belt's gonna be jumping around from people, and then it was like, no, it was just Cody, and I was like, oh, well, all right.
I feel like they were always going to instill their long-term faith in Cody following WrestleMania 40. I don't think it was ever going to hot shot around, but then the fact it went on for a year, no, I think yeah, the Solo Sikoa feud probably went on a bit longer than it needed to, but obviously that didn't help that Roman only came back at SummerSlam and then disappeared again. You know,
Yeah,
and obviously it couldn't branch off into the Solo and Roman stuff without Roman being around, obviously. But yeah, as I said, I think consistently top to bottom year in the year of 2024, Cody Rhodes was by far and away the best.
yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah. Noble, what do you think?
Yeah, honestly, for 2024's sake, it's wait. Are we talking 2024 still?
Yeah, 2024.
Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, it's Cody. The 2024 was definitely Cody's year. Like what Liam mentioned, he won the Rumble back to back Rumble wins, and then getting to get to face Roman at Mania, winning the championship with Michael Cole to say the three words, finish the story. Emotional. That is really it's really great to hear. Emotional for us wrestling fans, but great for Cody. He finally got a chance to win a WWE title over a guy who's been overpowering in this company for the last 3 years out of Roman. And the feud he's been pulling up with EJ, Kevin Owens, Solo. Like the Cody has a heck of a freaking career in 2024 after the stake.
Yeah. So then obviously we go to the last year, which is 2025.
Oh boy.
There's a lot of people you
Now,
can pick from.
yeah, for me, I want Punk.
I kind of have to agree. I'm going to,
I
but
mean,
yeah,
I mean, I could make a few cases for that, but I'm actually going with Gunther.
Eh,
it's a good choice. It's
yeah.
fine.
Mm.
The other reason I didn't Well, the reason I'm picking CM Punk is I feel like just throughout the year, consistently, like having good matches. His promo is obviously great all the time. But look at the early year, goes on the Royal Rumble, him and Roman sort of get eliminated, and Seth Rollins is involved in all that. They go into their little program for WrestleMania. Punk finally gets to main event WrestleMania for the first time. Granted, it had an asterisk next to it because obviously night one, and everyone's like, that's not the real main event because it's the night two one. But still, that match was phenomenal and it created the vision. That storyline sort of came about. He had the very good match with Seth Rollins on the Netflix debut, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The for the World Heavyweight Championship. But then again, going back to WrestleMania, he's constantly getting
Or
screwed out
no,
of
no,
the
wait. There was no title on the line for the Netflix debut. It was just
those two. Right,
yeah, it
okay.
was just those two. I think it was
Then
Gun.
also adding
I
into
think it was
some,
Gun. I think it was Gunther because that was the WrestleMania that
yeah. And
he
obviously I think heading into the summer, like he obviously revisits the rivalry with John Cena on his retirement tour for Saudi Arabia. They recreated the Pride Bomb. I think this time Cena did it. And, that was a lot of fun. Him doing the Punkonomics thing.
Punkonomics.
Punkonomics, yeah. That was fun. And then eventually, he obviously, finally gets back to winning World Heavyweight Championship gold. And then they do the whole Seth Rollins was never injured cash in angle, which was huge. Had a great match with Gunther beforehand. Obviously, Seth gets injured, has to vacate the belt, and then eventually he beats Braun Breaker to win the vacant championship and sort of still holds it now. So,
Wait, he didn't beat Braun Breaker to win the vacant. He beat Jay.
okay, yeah, Jay Uso, sorry.
Yeah,
Keeps getting it happens because he sucks.
yeah, it was the Saturday night main event.
Yeah,
The only
but
reason I
no,
the only reason I
that's the
remember
reason.
that
That's
was
the reason I
because
didn't pick Gunther because Jay
that's,
Uso fucking beat Gunther, and
yeah.
I fucking can't stand it still. No, Gunther. We'll get to Gunther when Noble talks about it. But yeah,
Yeah, no, like for me it was Punk. I mean, look, started off with the whole, you know, obviously on Raw with him and Rollins, and then obviously at the Rumble, I don't know why my brain went there, but I thought Punk was gonna be, I thought it was gonna be him and Cena in the end, but all of a sudden, fucking Uso had to fucking come out of nowhere, fucking prick. Um, um, but yeah, no, like I thought that he just had better matches, including his WrestleMania main event. Which I don't care what anyone says, it's a main event. It was the last match of the night. Last match of the night is a main event. It doesn't matter what fucking night it is. It's a main event. I
yeah.
I I, I mean I don't understand how people like I know someone's gonna debate me on it, and I have a feeling I know one guy because we podcast with him. But uh, talking to you, lad. Anyway, uh, no, but no, like Punk obviously got to realize a dream that year. Obviously, WrestleMania 41 main event was Rollins and Reigns, and of course, feuded with Rollins pretty much the entire year. But obviously, some big moments. Brought AJ Lee back for a whole Rollins and Becky match. Uh, him and him and Sammy put on a good match for the Elimination Chamber qualifying match. I thought him versus Cena was the funniest shit in a while because I was like, okay, so now they're just gonna start recreating their old. I wasn't expecting the Punkonomics when his fucking knee pads fell off before he even got in the ring.
I think he must have been wearing John Cena's one. That's probably why they didn't fit.
Dude, I looked at that and I was like, what's wrong with his feet? I was like, I was like, what fucking look is that? Um, but Yeah, no, I don't know why. And then obviously Punk winning the title, Rollins faking his whole shit, and then Punk winning the title again. I just thought that it was Punk's year in 2025. But now,
Yeah,
but now I want
I
to hear
agree.
no, but now I want to hear Noble's explanation about Gunther. I'm interested in that.
Well, I'm leaning towards Gunther because, honestly, the matches he pulled, his world title reign, uh, his matches with his best matches with, um,
Goldberg.
if I can remember correct.
He had matches with McAfee, Goldberg. Um, what else?
Retired Goldberg.
Yeah,
Tired Goldberg,
retired
yeah.
him.
Won King
I
of the Ring.
thought, and also he has some major title defenses against and Sami Zayn, I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, he faced
Or
Randy and Sammy.
wait a minute, no, wasn't that 2024? Because
no.
that was Bash in Berlin, wasn't it? When him and Randy.
Oh yeah, that would have been. Yeah, that would have been 2024. Yeah.
Oh, frick. Well, yeah, sorry about that. But what about Sammy? Is it 2025 that he faced him?
Well, for me, for the IC, that was a 2024, but I think they might have had another one.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
don't know.
okay.
yeah.
Well, I
So
kind of went off topic out of that. Sorry about that.
yeah, no.
But
So for what I got for Gunther here is that he lost the world heavyweight championship to Uso via submission. Then he beat Pat McAfee. He then defeated Uso in a rematch to become world heavyweight champion again. Defeated
And the second one
Goldberg.
was very good.
Yeah, he defeated Goldberg. Then lost to Punk at SummerSlam. He then went on hiatus for a little while, and then they started the Last
Came back
Time Is Now tournament. When
and then won that, and then retired John Cena.
yeah,
So,
oh,
yeah,
and I feel like it's a solid year, but I feel like it's just like the first quarter really lets him down because of the way
yeah.
he was booked.
him versus McAfee though.
I mean,
I still question that.
But he had a very good summer and winter. So, Noble.
the stupid fucking mic. My God. Ah, sorry about that. But yeah, I literally thought like Gunther we had my case to be the best in 2025. Honestly, not only the matches he pulled, but I mean his elite match quality he pulled as well. But yeah,
He was having good matches on TV throughout the year, I will say that.
Yeah,
Like, even that match he had with Jey Uso to win the World Heavyweight Championship back was the best Jey Uso probably looked in ring all year.
yeah. Even though you hate Jay
oh my
only because
god,
his yeet thing.
you guys should have heard fucking Liam. The minute it was announced that it was Gunther versus Uso again, Liam was like,
I was fearing
you
the
were like,
worst
he better
initially.
fucking win.
I was fearing the worst, believe me. But then I was like, no, good, the rest to win this time. Surely they can't do it again.
I'm not gonna lie. I looked over at Liam and I was like, I was like, I want to know Liam's reaction right now. And he goes, if he doesn't fucking win, this fucking company is horseshit. Like,
And then Jey Uso passed out, and I was like, yes, it's fucking over. Like, my ring general has saved the WWE. I would love to find that group of messages from last year. I really would.
oh my god, I would love to find those two because I remember I was in VC with Noble and Aled, I think. Noble, Aled, and Desi, and
Yeah,
we were like, we were like, he's not gonna pass out. He's gonna break out of it. And then we were like, uh-oh. And then he fucking passed out, and I was like, oh, Liam's gonna be fucking. All of a sudden, we look in general. All you fucking saw was, fuck yes, fuck you, Uso. Let's fucking go, boys. The ring general is back.
I was like, it's like, thank you, Gunther. You have saved us all.
And
Worst
then
thing about that, I totally remember that.
the worst part is my smart ass went. He still tapped out, and Liam was like, fuck off. It don't matter now.
It's like null and void. It's like the biggest blemish in WWE history has been struck from the record books. Even though it's still there, that doesn't matter.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, you can make a case for Gun. I mean, realistically, you can make a case for anyone really in 2025. Um,
Punk,
Honestly, yes.
Cena, Gunther.
yeah, I mean, if you want to go Cena because it was his last year, but even then, some people were complaining about, you know,
the way it was booked, post the
Yeah.
heel turn, yeah. But by the time he turned face and summer, everything picked up again.
I
Shocker
mean,
how that works, isn't it?
I mean that last match between him and AJ was like fucking just
Chef's
beautiful.
kiss.
It was so perfect.
You make a case for Cody as well, I suppose, but then again, is the booking of him in like the middle bit of the year kind of let him down, especially too.
Yeah.
But then by the time he won the title back at SummerSlam again, it was like after that, his run as champion was particularly up until it's been fine up until Drew won it. Actually no, it was kind of bad until Drew won it. Now it's kind of too early to say because then everyone's widely expecting to lose to Randy Orton. So, but it depends.
Yeah, and obviously I know at the time a lot of people were like, "Oh, you know, who's gonna return and face Cena?" And of course, one of the biggest ones, everyone was like, "Where's Edge?" And we're like, "He's not coming back, you fucks."
Signed to AEW.
Yeah, he's in AEW.
Like, really think they're just gonna let the rival promotion send a guy over for a tournament?
One night trade.
I was like, well, not being funny, but what does an established name like Adam Copeland Edge do retiring Cena compared to Gunther, who's, yeah, sure, he was kind of already made, but still beating Cena has, well, leveled him up temporarily, you know?
Yeah.
Which unfortunately is like the booking of Gunther this year's kind of let him down in that sense. Because they haven't really capitalized on it because he didn't have a clear WrestleMania match because of stuff that were had nothing to do with him, like Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins being injured, and now both of them could potentially be back, even though Seth's now facing Gunther, and that's great. But yeah. Anyway, that's all the picks for 2010 to 2025, isn't it? So
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so
Well-
make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys follow us right here on the Wrestle Arc Podcast. Make sure you guys check out all the links down below, including to our sponsors. Make sure you guys check out the Wrestle Arc Podcast every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah. Fuck off. We're done. That's it. That's the video.
get out of here. Bye.
Bye. Good night.